Welcome to night 6 of 10 Ways to Weather the Storm. Tonight we're going to talk about not valuing things more than your life. And again, this series is about how to get past the storms in your life or in your career or in your business. And up until now, we have been talking about taking things one day at a time, applying one lesson at a time, having something specific that you're going to try, that you're going to put into practice in the next 24 hours. That way it's not anything overwhelming. So when you go through a process of loss, a process of a storm, what happens when a storm happens? The wind kicks up, the winds blow, and things get lost, or things get lost forever sometimes. So what are you supposed to do when you lose things that have been of value to you? So we're going to consider our attachments to things tonight in this lesson about not valuing things more than your life. Sometimes it's a physical thing that we lost, or something that we lose in the process of a storm that makes us resent a particular situation. And, let's start with physical things. If you are going through a process where you have lost physical things, or perhaps some non-physical assets, what is your attachment to that? And what do you have now that you still have that you're afraid to lose? Ask yourself, how does owning that thing, that asset, make you feel about yourself? Do you derive any sense of your self-worth from the fact that you've owned that? And of course, I'm sure this is something that is hard-earned, but is this in any way attached to your sense of self-worth? Or does it give you a higher sense of self-worth? And again, it's not just about thinking about these, but jotting it down. Jot down the specific things that you feel very attached to, and ask yourself, why do you feel attached to those things? Does it enhance your sense of self-worth to have those things? Now, sometimes having gone through a loss, sometimes it makes you consider what you have compared to what other people have. So at this time, what do you have in your hands? What do you have as a skill? What do you have as a possession of any sort that you could potentially bless someone else with, but instead you're holding on to that? And lastly, is there anything that you do own, that you do possess, but that you should get rid of? Sometimes we have things around just because of sentimental value, and it's not of a true lasting value to us. And that can sometimes be too much of a fixation. I don't want to say an idol necessarily, but it can be too much of a fixation. Of course, we need to take care of whatever it is that we have, whether it's a skill, whether it's a possession, a physical product, or whatever it may be. We need to take care of things that belong to us. But at the end of the day, those things do not matter more than our lives. So if you are going through a process and you have lost certain things as a result of that process, or experience some sort of separation, or you have to leave something behind, perhaps it is a storm in your career or your business, and then all of a sudden everything that you were used to is up in the air, and you have to pick up new skills. So the old skills that you have no longer serve you, right? So it could be something that you spent years and years learning and mastering, and all of a sudden those things are now not serving you because there's a big upheaval in your career, in your industry. So those things that you are attached to, they do not make you. That's not where you derive your value from, and that's certainly not where that's not what your life depends on. So as we go through a process of crisis, we need to understand that it is okay when we lose things. However, as we're going to find out in the next lesson tomorrow, those things are temporary, and they can be replaced. So we're going to talk about what do we do in those situations. So tonight's lesson is very short, and I look forward to you joining me tomorrow evening.